The nuance is that you need to stay relevant at every point in time and evolve.
Credit card typically is a very untrustworthy segment. We are the most trustworthy in this untrustworthy segment.
Great to see both of you on stage again, and we've known each other for a bit. So this session is called Bird's Eye View. No pun intended, nothing to do with message bird, it just happened. It's a subtle logo placement, but well done, Vatsal. So let me start with Parikshit. Set up the whole online travel business in India, and big fan of what you guys are doing. What's the brand superpower?
Thanks for having me, first of all. I was feeling a little underdressed till I saw you, so thanks for at least.
And I was feeling overdressed, by the way, in morning.
Great to be here. Thanks Vatsal for that Diwali greeting. I think that caught my attention, and here I am. We have been chatting for long, but never had the privilege. You never invited me before this. Lovely to be here. I don't want to make this a sales pitch for Make My Trip. Pardon my naivety there, but I'll try and give you a little bit of story about MMT's superpower, as they call it. We are in India for the last 20 years, one of the most trusted travel brands. We have tried to stay relevant all through these 20 years, whether in form of storytelling or whether in terms of product building. The nuance is that you need to stay relevant at every point in time and evolve over time, right? So the last 20 years has been that, and that has kept us probably going. Visualize a Venn diagram, right? So you have consumers as one of the circles on that Venn diagram, and you have the brands. Consumers want to listen. One circle is what consumers want to listen, and the other circle is what brands want to say or the businesses want to say. Now, if these two circles are disjointed, then you have a problem, right? So you're looking for that intersection point, right? And if you can hit that sweet spot at that intersection, then what consumers want to listen and what brands want to say, that creates magic. And I think Make My Trip has been trying to do that. Let me kind of very briefly, I know we are short of time, but tell you what we have been trying to do in the last 2.5 years and make this point a little more maybe meaningful. When COVID started, our revenues plummeted by 95%. So we were practically zero revenues. So as a brand, do we stop communicating to the consumers at that point in time when no travel was happening? I don't think that was the option. So what we wanted to do at that point in time is not talk about travel, but talk about what is important for the consumer at that point in time. A very subtle change in the brand icon of Make My Trip. If you have used it, you must have seen a mask on top of that, on that icon, right? So we were trying to communicate what's important at that point in time. We are kind of trying to send in a lot of communication on, staying indoors and stuff. There was a Make My Trip Foundation which was working separately, and there was no profit intent there. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but we were doing the real stuff there to kind of provide a lot of stuff there. Never wanted to make that a storytelling effort and Make My Trip, just kind of bringing that point up. But we were kind of communicating what was important at that point in time. Right? And then when things started looking up, when travel started opening up, right, a little bit, you had a plethora of challenge with respect to what are the travel guidelines, where would I get vaccination certificates from, how do I get vaccinated? You will not believe a travel brand at Make My Trip, we built a solution to book vaccination slots. Now, what does a travel brand to do with vaccination slots at that point in time? But we wanted to stay relevant and communicate what is important at that point in time. And that helped, and we kind of created guidelines and stuff around it for making travel easy. And then finally, when travel opened up, right, which is over the last maybe 6 to 12 months, there were old consumer worries and newer consumer worries which had come back. So COVID, for example, we saw loss of pay or reduced salaries. People wanted to travel, but probably they did not have that economic liquidity at that point in time. We launched a product called Book Now, Pay Later, right? Which again kind of helped to listen to the consumer at that point in time and communicate that. There were things like price lock, where you could lock a fare and kind of book. So what I'm trying to essentially say is that as a brand, we have consistently evolved the product story, and then top of it, communicated to the consumer to stay relevant, and then create that beautiful Venn diagram intersection where what consumers want to listen and what the brand wants to say kind of meets. So I'll stop there, and if there are any other points, can talk.
Thank you for sharing that, Parikshit. When COVID hit, Make My Trip was one of our large customers, so pretty much know the awesome work you guys did. They were also the first to safety certify hotels and give a flag on a hotel that this hotel is sanitizing and is safe. So phenomenal work. Over to you, Girish. SBI is like an icon, and SBI cards again, right? I think your reach is phenomenal in India, and Parikshit spoke about staying relevant consistently, and SBI has been relevant for, I don't know, 70, 80, 90 years, so phenomenal case study. What is SBI card's superpower?
First of all, it's not 70, it's 150.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. So I'll talk about SBI card and then we'll focus on the questions. Credit card typically is a very untrustworthy segment. Nobody believes they're a credit card issuer. Okay. They are out there to somewhere take money out of your pocket in some way or the other. Okay. We are the most trustworthy in this untrustworthy segment. Okay. Why I'll say this is a brand superpower is because trust with your consumers, which you have, we believe that that is the basic fundamental superpower that every brand should try to achieve, and we work towards that. Okay. It's a very concept-wise, how do you build trust? What do you do to build trust? What works to build trust? Okay. There are small things. Okay. So for example, I'll take an example because he's from Google, so I'll take that example. We never allowed cookies to be put on our website. Even when people were doing, a lot of people do retargeting, this, that, okay. But some of that also in the way, while you have to do marketing, you have to reach your customers, you have to do multiple things. But that essential level of trust, what I would not like myself to be treated as a consumer.